Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review of my Nars Luminous Weightless Foundation. It's this one here. I am in the shade Medium Dark 3 Cadiz. So I bought this one recently and I have been using it. I've tried it a few times and in a few different ways. So this retails for about $68 at Mecca. And it claims to be really long wearing and lightweight and full coverage. They also say that one pump will cover your entire face. So yeah, it does come with a little pump. The pumps are very, very small. When you first buy it, you sort of don't think that it's going to cover your face, but it really, really, really does. Because the pump is small though, what they do recommend is that you apply it on your face first, so with your fingers. So you dot it on your face first and then you go in with your beauty blender or brush or even your fingers and you blend it in that way, because if you sort of go into the foundation with the sponge or your brush and then apply it on your face, the sponge or brush is just going to absorb all of that foundation and you're going to get nothing on your face. But yeah, so if you dot it all over your face, it will last all day. What you need to remember though is that it does set very, very quickly, so you need to work really fast with this foundation. So as soon as you put it on your face, you need to work really fast to blend it all in, because it does set and dry. So some of the pros for this foundation, I wrote them down, is that it is very flawless, covers up all the flaws. It is very full coverage even with just one tiny little pump, so you don't need a lot of product, which is great because it just means that it'll last a really long time. It also is very, very liquidy, so they do recommend that you sort of shake it for every use. You can't, I don't know if you can hear how liquidy it is in there. Otherwise it just sort of separates. You kind of see it in the bottle, it kind of separates. So yeah, always shake it before you use it. The second pro is that this is the perfect shade for me. It's always very hard for me to find the perfect shade in Australia, so yeah, this one is a perfect match for my skin tone. I don't know if you can tell, which I love. The pro is that it is extremely long lasting, like what it says. I have worn this all day. I've worn it with and without a primer, with and without a powder to set it over the top, and it has lasted me all day, even without a primer and without a setting powder. It really has lasted a really long time. Which brings me to the fourth pro, is that it actually really is weightless. Really does not feel like you're wearing anything at all. So it just feels like my skin. The worst feeling is when you go to work or you go out all day and you're out for 6-7 hours, maybe even longer, all day or all night, and you come home and you just feel like you just want to wash off your face because it just feels so sticky and disgusting, and you can feel the makeup just sitting on your skin, and all you want to do is go home and wash your face. This does not give that feeling at all. It is absolutely amazing. I honestly do not feel like I'm wearing anything at all, and yet it's still full coverage. So that's what's great about it. It feels like it's really light, but it's full coverage, so all your flaws are taken care of, which is fantastic. You can also build this up if you do want extra coverage or anything like that, and you can build this up and use 2 or 3 pumps, and it won't cake up either, which is great. So this foundation is also a matte finish, but it is not drying at all. My skin is sort of on the drier side, but it is really, really hydrating. It feels like I'm wearing just a really nice moisturizer. And yeah, so it's not drying on the skin. Even though it is a matte finish, it's not drying at all. So yeah, I really do like this foundation. One of the other pros is the packaging. I really like the packaging. I think it just looks really sleek and really nice. I love the matte finish on the glass bottle, and I love that it comes with a pump because it just makes it easier to use and apply and makes it less messy. So some of the cons is that if you do have sort of dry, patchy areas, it tends to emphasize that. When I first bought this foundation, it was in winter, and the first few times I wore it, my skin was very, very dry at the time, and the first few times that I wore this foundation, it sort of emphasized some of my dry patches, particularly around my mouth area. So I guess that's one of the cons, but I mean, if you've got really dry skin, you've got those dry patches, if you do use a moisturizer that has an oil in it, or just use an oil, it really does help to counteract that. So when you apply this foundation, just make sure your face is really, really nicely moisturized, and it shouldn't do that. The second thing is that it tends to show some of the smile lines after a while. They come through, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much. When I feel like it emphasizes it more when I use more than one pump. You can see the smile lines, but with one pump it's not too bad. And if you sort of just apply powder over the top, it's not as bad. So yeah, I don't really mind that too much. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there are those two cons, but on the whole, I do really, really like this product. If you do have drier skin, you tend to have patchy bits, especially in winter, maybe this might not be the foundation for you. And yeah, keep in mind that it is a matte finish as well, so if you do want something that's going to be a bit more luminous and glowy, this might not be the foundation for you. So yeah, I really enjoy this foundation. I would repurchase this. I love wearing this, especially because I don't feel like I'm wearing anything at all, and that's really important, and that it is long lasting. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you thumbs up and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!